Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're digging into a whole stack of sources on global AI happenings from July 7th and 8th, 2025.
Yeah, a lot going on across the board.
Our mission, as always, is to pull out those key insights for you. We're looking at M&A, infrastructure, new models, workforce stuff, and even, the talent scramble.
It really shows how AI is weaving itself into, well, pretty much everything. Let's jump in.
Okay, first up, Europe. French tech consulting giant Capgemini is buying India's WNS Holdings. Big number, $3.3 billion. Cash.
Right, and the key phrase they're using is agentic AI expertise.
Agentic AI, what exactly are we talking about there?
It's sort of the next step, not just AI that suggests things, but AI that can autonomously do things like execute entire business workflows on its own.
Okay, so taking action, completing tasks. Capgemini wants to lead in that intelligent operations space.
Exactly. They see it as a way for businesses to really improve processes, cut costs, using both generative and this agentic AI.
Interesting. All right, sticking with Europe, but shifting to hardware. AI chip startup Groq opened its first European data center in Helsinki.
Yeah, and get this, they apparently got it up and running in just 4 weeks.
4 weeks? That's incredibly fast.
It really is. They're tapping into that growing European demand, plus the benefits of the Nordic region, renewable energy, cooler climate for data centers.
Makes sense. And their CEO, Jonathan Ross, made a point about their chips, right?
Uh-huh. He emphasized their LPU chips are designed for inference. That's the running of trained AI models efficiently.
Not the training part, which is where NVIDIA's GPUs tend to dominate.
Precisely. So Groq offers a different focus, and they mentioned using a North American supply chain, which is also strategically relevant.
Got it. Okay, now over to Germany. Researchers at Helmholtz Munich developed something called Centaur.
Ah, yes. The AI that simulates human decision-making. This one's fascinating.
They say with startling accuracy. How did they achieve that?
Well, they trained it on a massive data set, over 10 million decision points.
Yeah.
From 160 different psychology experiments, over 60,000 participants involved.
Wow. So it can predict choices.
Not just predict in familiar situations, but apparently show human-like judgment, even in new scenarios. It spots patterns, adapts, even estimates reaction times.
The implications for psychology, maybe clinical stuff, understanding depression or anxiety.
Exactly. It could open up entirely new avenues for research and potentially, therapeutic insights.
Okay, let's pivot slightly. Still in Europe, a Dutch startup, Harry, raised $1.6 million. Their focus is very practical.
Yeah, they're tackling a technical worker shortage in Europe. It's a huge problem. Something like 15 million technical jobs lost over 2 decades, and the population is aging.
So what does Perry do?
They've developed an AI platform for work guidance. It gives frontline tech workers real-time, clear instructions.
And the AI helps how?
It automatically adjusts and translates the instructions, adapting to different workers' language levels and needs.
Right.
It's about empowering the people already there.
Smart. Okay, let's move over to Asia. There was a bit of drama between Huawei and Alibaba.
Yeah. Allegations surfaced from a group called Honestage AI, claiming Huawei's Pangu Pro model copied Alibaba's Qwen 2.5 model.
Copied how?
They claimed high similarity in the underlying structure, the parameters. Huawei's Noah's Ark lab strongly denied it, saying Pangu Pro was independently developed and trained on their own Ascend chips.
Reflects the intense competition in China's AI market, I suppose.
Definitely. On a different note from Asia, Japanese company Disco, they make wafer dicing machines.
Right. Crucial for chip manufacturing.
They reported record shipments. Q1 FY 2025, up 8.5% year-on-year. And the driver.
Let me guess. AI.
You got it. Sustained strong demand, especially for generative AI components like AI server GPUs and high bandwidth memory.
Shows where the hardware investment is flowing. And Relativity, the legal tech company.
They expanded their generative AI tools, Air for Review and Air for Privilege, to their cloud instances across Asia. Hong Kong, India, Japan, Singapore, South Korea.
So bringing AI-powered document review to legal and compliance teams there.
Exactly, making those tools more accessible globally.
Okay, let's jump to the U.S. and Israel. Big talent news. An Apple AI exec, Ruming Pang, is reportedly heading to Meta.
Yeah, joining their new super intelligence team. Reports mention a multi-million-dollar annual compensation package.
Oof, really highlights the fierce competition for top AI talent, doesn't it? Big tech throwing serious money around.
Absolutely. And speaking of funding, Cerebrium, an AI infrastructure platform based in New York, closed an $8.5 million seed round.
Led by Gradient Ventures. That's Google's AI fund, right?
Yep. They offer a serverless AI platform helping teams build and scale AI apps. The key is you only pay for the compute time you actually use. Dynamic scaling.
Efficient. Now let's talk workforce impact again. Studies from USC ISI and the Maine Department of Labor looked at AI exposure. What's the big picture?
Well, both suggest the impact might be more gradual and spread out than some fear. USC ISI found high exposure in wholesale trade, transport, information manufacturing.
But lower in education and real estate.
Right. And specific roles like software engineers and data scientists have high exposure. But interestingly, post-chat GPT, healthcare and social assistance exposure rose.
And the main study?
Found about two-thirds jobs there have less than 40% of tasks potentially affected by AI. Only about 11% have 60% or more affected, mainly computer science and admin support roles.
So it's hitting different sectors than past automation waves, affecting higher paid, higher education jobs too, not just manufacturing.
Exactly. And it seems likely to be a more gradual transition, not mass displacement overnight. Though USC ISI did note that in some sectors, high AI exposure might correlate with lower salaries, suggesting automation replacing tasks.
This substitutional effect.
Yeah. Okay, one more US item, the K-12 AI Education Pledge.
Yeah, 68 organizations, including all the big tech names, Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, OpenAI, NVIDIA, signed onto this White House initiative.
What's the commitment? To provide AI education resources for K-12 students and teachers over the next 4 years. It's about democratizing AI literacy, building a future workforce.
And keeping the U.S. competitive technologically. Makes sense. Finally, quick stop in India.
Right, two events. First, VIEE 2025 in Bengaluru, billed as the world's first summit purely focused on vertical AI.
Vertical AI, meaning AI specialized for specific industries?
Precisely. The goal is super ambitious. Turn AI concepts into practical deployments within 48 hours. Lots of startups and CEOs involved in live pilot projects.
Intense. And the other event?
IIT Madras held its Sangam 2025 Global Innovation Summit, also in Bengaluru. Big focus on innovation, entrepreneurship, and AI.
Any highlights?
They have a startup pitch fest, 20 deep tech and AI startups pitching to over 250 investors. IIT Madras has a strong track record supporting startups.
Okay, that's a whirlwind tour. So wrapping up, the things are clear. AI's global reach, diverse applications from business process automation to simulating human thought, workforce shifts, and these ongoing talent wars.
Absolutely. It's really striking how pervasive AI's influence is becoming, touching literally every sector and aspect of work and even research.
And maybe for you listening, it's worth thinking about what agentic AI could mean for your own work, or how initiatives like that K-12 pledge might shape the skills needed tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely food for thought.
And here's a final thought to chew on. As AI gets better at understanding human decisions and as it reshapes jobs globally, what kind of new ethical rules or frameworks do we need? How do we make sure these incredibly powerful tools benefit everyone and not just, a select few?
That's the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it?
It certainly is. Thank you for listening and see you next time.